as requested and thought, so I will be kind of revising the Kridanta, Upasarga, Kriyapada and Namapada Vishayas today. I mean, these topics we will revise in today's class. And after that, I have one more topic to discuss about the Google keyboard or few Devanagari keyboards that can be made use of to type in Sanskritam. So this was again a request from various students, even from Prathama, etc. So I thought I will spend some time on that in today's class. So first we will revise the grammar aspects, the Kridanta, Upasargas, etc. And then we will go to that. So what is an avyayam? I'll make it more interactive. Like I will ask questions because these portions has been already covered in class. Since it's a revision, I will want you to answer, and I will try to correct if there are any mistakes in that, or I will probably shed more light related to that. Aditi Bhagini and Advait, I'm unmuting both of you. Please, can you recollect the shloka for an avyayam? What is an avyayam? Aditi and Advait, you can unmute and speak.
Ram Ram Ram.
Ram Ram Ram. Do you remember the definition for an avyayam?
No, sir, I don't remember.
Okay, sure. No problem. Let me remind it. Please read out this Subhash or this Karika.
Sadrusham trishu lingeshu sarvasu cha vibhaktishu vachaneshu cha sarveshu yanna vyati tadavyayam.
Tad avyayam. Okay. So sadrisham trishulingeshu. Any word that does not change. Okay. Yanna vyeti. Vyeti means changes. Yata na vyeti. One which doesn't change. That is an avyaya. In what all aspects? If you ask a question, in all the three lingas, that is Pullinga, Strilinga, and Napumsakalinga, if the word remains the same, and then Sarvasucha Vibhaktishu, in all the Vibhaktis, in all the cases, the word remains the same, and Vachaneshu cha Sarveshu, and in all the numbers, that is Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, or Bahuvachanam, the word remains the same. So one that doesn't change is called an avyayam. Okay, that is the definition for an avyayam.
Okay.
So, in general, in Sanskritam, if we say a padam, as per Paninian Sutra, Paninian grammar, any subanta or a tinganta is a word. Suk tingantam padam, that is the sutra which governs that what can be a word. Now, for our understanding of the word or the concept of the word, we can say that word is classified into three main categories. One is Namapadam, Kriyapadam, and Avyayam. Basically, Avyayam is also part of Namapadam, or basically Subantam. So Suk Tingantam Padam, Subantam Tingantam. So these are the two major categories. And in Subanta, you have the regular Namapada and then the Avyaya. You can think in that way. So Namapada are like the words like Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, Kavi, then Bhanu, etc. All these are Namapadas. And the Kriyapadas, of course, as you know, it's like Karoti, Bhavati, etc. So these are the Kriyapadas. And then Avyayas are like Cha, Api, Vina, Saha, Sakam, Sardham, Samam, Abhitaha, etc. These are all the Avyayas. Okay, that's a quick definition of the Avyaya. Hope this is clear and you're able to understand the meaning of the Avyaya. Now we shall see what is a Kridantam. Okay, Krishnamurti Mahodaya and Natraj Mahodaya. I'm not sure if it is Natraj Mahodaya. It says 2BM57. That's the name on the display. But okay. So what is a Kridantam? Can you try to define what a Kridantam could be?
Is it the pratyaya could be tvam, lyap, and tva pratyaya. These are the three Krudantam.
Yeah, with as an example, yes, that is right what you said. But in a general or in a broader perspective, what is Krudantam? Krudantam. Okay, so now again, as I say, Subantam, Tingantam. Okay, when I say Subantam and Tingantam, that again is basically sup are the pratyas that are ending. Any word that is ending with sup pratyas are called Subantam. And then any words that are ending with ting pratyas are called tingantam. In the same way, any words that end with krit pratyas are called kridantam. Basically, that is the broader definition. Okay, so it is based on a dhatu. So that is very important. Kridantas are based out of dhatu. Dhatu plus krit pratyaya. Krit pratyaya is a set of pratyayas. Okay, so it is not just tva, tumun, lyap. These are just three pratyayas that we have learned in Dvitiya at this level. But there are various other pratyayas in Kridant, which are part of Krit pratyayas, like Shatru pratyaya, Shanach pratyaya, then you have Ta, Tavatu, and so on. So there are various other Krit pratyayas that are available. But we have learned only three of them, and which are actually avyayas, Kridanta avyayas that we have learned as part of Dvitiya syllabus. Okay, I hope the broader perspective and the generalization makes sense now. So Kridantam is obtained by adding Krit pratyayas to the roots. Roots are basically the dhatus, like Bhu dhatu plus Krit, some Krit pratyaya. Next, various Krit pratyayas are there, like Tumun pratyaya, Tva, Lyap, Tavatu, Shatru, Shanach, Aniyar, Ya, etc. There are various other Krit pratyayas which are there. Okay, so what will happen? So if we consider a dhatu, okay, what all the things, what all pratyayas can be added to a dhatu, if you can think about it. So it can be any dhatu for that matter. Okay, dhatu. So it can go on into two root. I mean, for at this level, let us understand in this much. This should be sufficient. One is we can add ting pratyayas to it. Okay, ting pratyayas are also on a dhatu, and this will become a kriya padam.
Yep.
Okay. Now, another set of pratyayas that can be added to dhatus is basically this krit pratyayas. So whenever we add krit pratyayas, the dhatu will become a nama padam, basically. Okay, this will change it to a nama padam. And in this, you again have the regular nama padam, like which has all the 7 vibhaktis, etc. And few others will become avyayas. As I explained just before, avyaya can be classified as part of namapadam only. Okay, so this is the classification, or how based on a dhatu, how we can have ting pratyayas, then we get kriyapadam, then if you have krit pratyayas, it becomes namapadam, and in that a few of them will become avyayas. Okay, hope this part is clear in this. Right, now let us see a few of the examples. And then like I mean, this is something which I have learned already, so it's just like a revision, quick refresher of that. So Kridanta avyayam. So we are speaking currently about Kridanta avyayam, the Kridantas which are avyayas. So basically there are three, which is Tumun, Tva, and Lyap, and a few of the examples of that. So let me call out a few others. Maybe I request students to just raise your hand so that I can ask a few questions and you can answer something about it. Okay. Nikunj Rawal Mahodaya and Jyoti Lakshmi. So these are the three Kridanta avyayas that we are speaking about: Tumun, Tva, and Lyap. We have seen these words. We have come across these words. Can you quickly recollect when do we use Tumun pratyaya?
Tumun pratyaya can be used if you. Oh, sorry. Let Bhagini answer.
No problem. You started first. You started first, so you could answer.
Tumun pratyaya we can use if you want to do something. We haven't yet started doing it, but we want to do something. The purpose of it, then we can use Tumun. Yatha ham karyalaye patitum gacchami iti.
Uttamam. That's right. So tuman pratyaya usually gives the purpose of some other action, or whatever the other action is there. Why are we doing that? If you ask a question, why or what is the purpose of it, that can be answered, or those words can be we can use this tuman pratyaya for those words. That is right. So kartum, gantum, jetum, etc. So how to identify tuman pratyayanta shabdas?
Tum
How to
iti
identify?
ante bhavati.
Uttamam, uttamam. So tumun, the pratyaya is actually tumun, of which finally the ending that we can see or which will be evident from the words is tum. Okay, kartum, gantum, bhavitum, jetum, etc. Anywhere tum it comes, it is a tumananta avyaya. Okay. Yes. Now, Jyotilakshmi Bhagini, when do we use twa or lyap?
महोदय त्वान्तम् इत्युक्ते यत् कार्यं वयं कर्तुम् इच्छामः तत् कार्यं आल्रेडी अभवत् लैक् देट् किञ्चित् कार्यं तत् कार्यं ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ತ್ವಾಂತಂ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೃತ್ವಾ ಅಹಂ ಕಿಮಪಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಂ ಕೃತವತಿ ತತ್ ಕೃತ್ವಾ ಗತ್ವಾ ಅಹಂ ಗಮನಂ ಕಾರ್ಯಂ ಅಭವತ್ ತದ್ ಗತ್ವಾ ಅಹಂ ವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯಂ ಗತ್ವಾ ಪಠಾಮಿ ಗಮನಂ ಕಾರ್ಯಂ ಅಭವತ್ ಗತ್ವಾ ಪಠಾಮಿ एवं अनन्तरं लेबन्ताव्यम् इत्युक्ते द्वाविंशति उपसर्गाः यदा भवन्ति वयं तदा लेबन्तम् अव्ययम् उपयोगं कुर्मः.
Uttamam. So to generalize it, to say it in a much simpler or easier way to understand is whenever we have multiple actions, simultaneous actions, one after the other. Okay, this is very important. Samana kartrikatve. So when we have two or more actions which are sequential, okay, the initial or the first action will get this tvanta or lyabanta avyaya. We can use twa or lyap pratyayas for such actions which are done first and then there it is being followed by another action. So Ramaha shalam gacchati, Ramaha pathati, Ramaha shalam gatva pathati. So that is the one example. So for the same dhatus, if we have a upasarga, instead of tva we get lyap avyaya. So that is the only difference. Tvanta and lyabanta, both of these are used for the same purpose. When we have multiple simultaneous or sequential actions, the initial actions will get tvanta or lyabanta for it, and lyap will come when upasarga is being used. So this is the distinction between twa and lyap. But usage wise or the purpose wise, why do we use these two avyayas is the same.
Sir, it is to be noted here that the karta should be same for both the actions.
Perfect. That is right. Because always, whenever we tell about the kridanta or like samana kartakatva or like simultaneous actions, that means to say the doer is the same person. So aham gatva pathami. So aham gatva Ramaha pathati will not make sense, right? So so for that, right? Okay, yada aham gamishyami Ramaha tada pathati. So there, like I mean, if you want to say when I go, Rama will start reading or something like that. Yada aham gacchami tada Ramaha pathati. So there is no tvanta or lyabanta. So it should be the same person who is doing that action, and it should be a sequential one also. So I will go, but I will read some other time or something like that. I mean, if it is not directly related with that action, then we cannot use this twa or lyap. So that is also one more clause. Okay. So hope this part is clear as of now.
Yes, dhanyavad Mohoday.
Uttamam. Dhanyavadah Nikul Mohoday and Jyotilakshmi Bhagini. We will see more details about this tumun and etc. So which we have just covered it, but just I'm retaining from the class slides itself what we had learned earlier. So to represent the purpose of an action, tumun pratyaya is added to the dhatu. Dhatu plus tumun, what we get at the end is tum is what will be left or will be evident in the words pathitum, etc. Ramaha pathanaya shalam gacchati, Ramaha pathitum shalam gacchati. Kimartham, whenever you ask a question kimartham, the answer that you can get will be in tumunanta avyaya. Okay. So for various dhatus like say karoti, kartum, pathati, pathitum, likhati, lekhitum, etc. So these are the some of the common words we have seen a few examples in our classes before. Okay, so kr kartum, han, that is to kill, hantum, yudha is to wage a war, yodhum, ji is to jaye, that is to win over or to be victorious, so it is jetum. So these are some of the examples that we can see. Similarly, tvanta vyam, when do we use tvanta? When two or more actions. So this is also one more important thing. It is not just two or more. It can be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, any number of actions. Ramaha gatva, Ramaha griham gatva, bhojanam bhuktva, anantaram pathati. So he will go home, he will eat, and then he will read. So similarly, you can say Ramaha shalam gatva, kriditva, bhuktva, likhitva, pathati. So he will go to the school, then he will play, then he will eat, then he will write, and then he will read. So it can be any number of actions, okay, sequentially done. Okay, so all the previous actions, all the prior actions will have this tva pratyaya. Okay, that is one important thing to be noted, and it should be done by the same person. This question was asked by Nikunj Mahodaya, and evidently it should be done by the same person and in sequential manner. Okay, Ramaha shalam gacchati, Ramaha patham pathati, Ramaha shalam gatva, patham pathati. Okay, a few examples: kritva, bhuktva, dhritva, etc. Okay, so now if you want to use all these words, okay, all these words in one sentence, okay, let me probably give a chance to 1 or 2 students, and let us try to make a few sentences out of this. Harin Mehta Mahodaya and Gayatri Bhagini. Yeah, maybe Harin Mehta Mahodaya, you can go first. So I want you to use at least 2 out of these 4 examples that is being given and use it in a sentence.
अहम कार्यं कृत्वा तदनन्तरं भुक्त्वा शयनं करोमि.
Uttamam. Okay, aham karyam kritva bhuktva nidram karomi or shayanam karomi. Uttamam. That's a good sentence. Yeah, Gayatri Bhagini, can you try to do with the other two words?
Can you know what is that? Dritva.
Dritva is to wear. Dharane is to wear, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Aham shatikam dritva panagam pitva karyalayam gacchami.
Uttamam. Aham shatikam dritva panakam pitva karyalayam gacchami. Uttamam. A good sentence. So now if I want to use all these 4 with respect to a student going to a school, okay, so also with gatva, okay, now that is what is a challenge. Like can you come up with all these 4 actions plus gatva and then pathati with respect to Ramaha shalam gacchati, Ramaha patham pathati. These 2 sentences are there. Now I want you to add these 4 also before it.
Can I try?
Yes.
रामः गृहकार्यं कृत्वा भोजनं भुक्त्वा. I forgot the word for shirt.
Samavastram, you can take for uniform. Samavastram
धृत्वा क्षीरं पीत्वा शालां गत्वा पाठं पठति.
Very good, very good. So this is how we can build.
Can I try?
Yes, please.
Sheila प्रातःकाले गृहकार्यं कृत्वा जलं पीत्वा भोजनं भुक्त्वा वस्त्रं
धृत्वा
no, that is the last one. Vastram dhritva vidyalayam gacchati.
Vidyalayam gacchati. Very good. That is also a very good sentence. Yes, uttama. So that's the beauty, right? So we have a sequence of actions and we can connect each of them through this tvantavyam. So instead of writing Ramaha or say Ramaha grihakaryam karoti, Ramaha pratarashanam say khadati, and then Ramaha vastram dharati, Ramaha kshiram pivati, Ramaha shalam gachati, Ramaha pathati. So instead of that having like say 5 or 6 different sentences, we can make one sentence using this Tvanta Vyayam, and similarly using the next Avyaya, which is the Lyabanta Vyaya also. Okay. So Dhanyawadaha Harin Mehta Modaya and Gayatri Bhagini for participating. It was indeed a very good thing. Both of you came up with good sentence for this. Okay, so we'll see quickly about the Lyabanta Vyayam. So this again is the same as the previous one, Tvanta Vyayam, when 2 or more actions are done by the same person sequentially, and in case the root is preceded by an upasarga. Okay, upasarga is there for the dhatu. Then instead of tva pratyaya, we will get lyap pratyaya. So that is the only change. That is only difference. So for example, in pat dhatu, it would have been pathitum. Pathitva. If it is a tvanta vyayam. Now there is one upasarga which is there, which is pra. So prapathya. Instead of pathitva, it becomes prapathya. So please note, whenever there is an upasarga, we cannot have tvanta vyayam. Like prapathitva is incorrect. If there is an upasarga, then always we will have to use lyabanta vyayam. If there is no upasarga, then tvanta vyayam only can be there. We cannot say pathya also, nor prapathitva is also. Both of these are incorrect. Pathitva and prapathya. So please note this difference. Okay. So Ramaha shalam agachati, Ramaha patham pathati, Ramaha shalam agatya patham patati, or agamya patham patati, etc. So again here kritva is the tvanta vyayam. So with sam as upasarga, it becomes samkritya. Similarly, datva adaya, then jitva vijitya, etc. So these are some of the examples, and these can be used in the same way as how we use tvanta vyayam. Okay. Always note that whenever we add a upasarga, it is basically improving the meaning of that particular dhatu. Sometimes it improves the meaning, sometimes it becomes an opposite, sometimes it will not change anything. It will be the same. It emphasizes sometimes. So that is the advantage, or that is the use of upasarga. So we will quickly go to the upasarga topic and understand what these upasargas are and see a few examples of it. What are upasargas? If you ask a question, upasarga is a prefix. Okay, so these are the prefixes that are added to the roots. Okay, that is to all any of the dhatu. So there are 22 upasargas. Okay, in Sanskritam literature, there are 22 upasargas. These do not have any independent meaning, but when they are added to the roots, the meaning of the roots can change. Okay, so this is very important. So the same thing again through a shloka we will see it. Okay, so hope you remember this karika. What does that mean, etc. So let me call out a few students. Dvitiya Bhagini and Sitaraman Mohodaya. Dvitiya Bhagini, can you read out the karika? Ram Ram Ram. From here, Upasargena.
अस्तु महोदय. उपसर्गेण धात्वर्थो बलादन्यत्र नीयते. प्रहाराहार संहार विहार परिहारवत्.
Uttamam. So upasargena, when by using upasarga, by application of upasarga, dhatvarthaha, the meaning of the dhatu, balat anyatra niyate. Upasargena dhatvarthaha balat anyatra niyate. So dhatvarthaha anyatra niyate. That means to say the meaning of the dhatu will change or will be taken to a different place. Okay, different. The place here means that different context or different meaning. Okay, that is what it means. So like how is it? We will see an example, that is through praharahara samhara vihara pariharavat. For all these words, the mula or the dhatu is hriharane dhatu. Harati is the dhatu. Now by adding different upasargas like pra, a, some, we, pari, etc., what will happen? The meanings also will change. Okay. Now, Sitaram Mohoday, can you please read out these examples?
Harati takes, praharati beats or hits, aharati brings, samharati kills, vikarati roams, pariharati gets rid of or solves.
So as we see, whenever there is a change in the upasarga, the meaning also changes. So this is because the upasargas add weight to that dhatu and give a different meaning. So in general, though we say individual upasargas have no meaning independently, the particular upasarga, whenever it is being added to a different set of dhatus, the theme or maybe the way the meaning is changed will be sometimes similar. Like for example, whenever we add a, gachati, agachati, goes and comes. Harati takes and aharati brings. So it is sometimes you can say that it becomes like an opposite. Okay, or sometimes if it is say it's an outgoing thing, it will be kind of an incoming one. So that's how you can recognize these upasargas. Okay. Dhanyawadaha Sitaram Mohoday and Dvitiya Bhagini. We'll see a few set of examples of these and we'll understand it further. Okay. These are the upasargas. So hope all of you are able to memorize and practice this. Pra, para, apasam, anu, ava, nis, nir, dus, dur, vi, ang, ni, adhi, api, ati, su, ut, abhi, prati, pari, and upa. So these are the 22 upasargas which are possible. Now let us see a few examples of this. So the same thing, same example, I mean the same definition in Sanskritam. द्वाविंशतिः उपसर्गाः सन्ति प्रत्येकम् उपसर्गस्य अर्थः न विद्यते यदा धातुना सह संयोज्यते तदा धातोः अर्थः भिद्यते अथवा विपरिणम्यते. So there will be a change in the meaning of the dhatu whenever upasargas are added. Let us see a few examples of this and understand it and try to use in a few sentences. Let me call out our students. Krishna Prasad Mohodaya.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, please read out these, like which some upasargas are there. What could be the meaning and the udaharanam.
Ra enhanced much. Prakashayate, it is glowing. Do you want me to give an example?
Yes, if you can give one example, one sentence, it will be.
Prakashayate rochate. Adina Raghutama Raghunatha Sarva rochate. Prakashayate.
Prakashate. Okay. Uttamam.
Okay. Para opposed, not towards. Para bhavati. Apa away from. Apagachati. Apanayati. Apaharati.
Right.
Some together. Well, full. Sambhavati. Sangachati. Sangachate.
Sangachate. Right.
Sangachate. Anu after, behind. Anukaroti. Anugachati. Ava away, down, knowledge. Avagachati. Avatarati.
Uttamam. So, so what is this table? I hope you remember this from our previous classes. So what, I mean, for example, a particular upasarga, in what arthas, in what different meanings, or in what way it can enhance the meaning of a dhatu. So that is the table, okay? And some of the examples where this particular upasarga can be used with a few dhatus. So for example, here, some is basically together, well, full, okay? That is the meaning. Sambhavati, so it happens well. Sangachate, so it goes well along with it, something like that. So that is the meaning of this sam upasarga whenever it is being added to a particular dhatu. Similarly, anu, whenever anu is there, anubhavati, anubhavati is to experience. Bhudhatu, there's of course it's not mentioned here, like I mean that example is not given here. Similarly, anukaroti is to imitate or to try to tell in the same way. Anugachati is to follow, going after someone, going behind someone, etc. So that is the meaning, that is a generic meaning that anu upasarga will add on whenever it is added to a particular dhatu. Similarly, ava is going away, coming down, or knowledge, etc. Like say avagachati. Avagachati means he understands it. Now avatarati means he incarnates. Say Bhagavan avatarati, avataram karoti. Tarati is the meaning of tarati. The basic dhatu is to swim across, to cross over, etc. Okay, Tritarane, that is to cross over. That is the meaning of tarati. But when we use ava, so he comes down, he incarnates. That is the meaning that we'll get when we say avatarati. So this way, the meaning of the dhatu, the original dhatu, will be changed when we use with this upasargas. Hope you're able to understand this. Dhanyavadaha Krishnamurti Mahodaya. Sorry, Krishna Prasad Mahodaya. Next, Mukai Krishnamurti Mahodaya, you can read out the next set of examples in the same way.
Nir out, go away. Nirgachati, niragachat, nir plus agachat. Dur, bad, censure, duracharati. Chi, reverse, separate. Vikrinati, viharati. On, up to. Agachati, asvadayati. Ni, again. Nipatiti. Adi, knowledge attain. Adigachati.
In the same way.
Yeah.
So one important thing here. Yeah.
I'll try to give an example.
Sure.
Patam patitva jnanam adigachami.
Uttamam. A good example. Patham patitva jnanam adhigachami. I will understand I'll obtain knowledge after reading or by reading, something like that. That's a very good sentence. So one important aspect here that we want to highlight here is niragachat. We are seeing this one example. So one important thing here.
I have a question. Is there a way to remember these things? Is there a mnemonic or something that we to remember this? There's so many things that we have. Is there a way to remember?
Remember the upasargas?
Upasargas and the corresponding meaning.
So meaning part is not actually possible because it is very much dependent on the dhatu also, and the way the upasargas combine. Okay, so like in general, through practice or through maybe experience, you'll be able to understand some of these. Okay, but remembering this upasargas is possible because it is pra, para, apa, some, like, I mean, that is a karika that is also given in the textbook. If you see all the 22 upasargas in the same order, so that's the only way to remember. I mean, that again, there's no other mnemonic or anything to probably remember it. So one thing is like say nis, nir, dus, dur. So these are some of the similar sounding words, sounding upasargas, which are all together. So that's the only way you can remember it. There's no other that I'm aware of actually. Okay, so yeah, one point that I wanted to make here is, so upasargas are always coming before the dhatu. Okay, that is before the kriya padam. So now, if it is in lat lakara, it is straightforward. Nirgachati, gachati, nirgachati. Now, if it is in lang lakara, where should we add this upasarga? It is not anirgachat. Okay, please note. The lang lakara form of gam dhatu is agachat, agachata, agachan. So any upasarga will be added before this entire kriya pada. Agachat. So niragachat. Okay. And similarly, if you want to use say vi, then what will happen? Vi plus agachat, vyagachat, it will become. Okay. It will be. We'll have to make any sandhi that is there, any sandhi, and then read out or write out that word. So please note this very important aspect. So always the final form of the kriya pada is taken, and before that the upasarga is added. And if there are any sandhis that are possible, we will have to make those sandhis. Okay, so hope that is understood. So similarly, nigachati, if it is there in lat lakara, but if it is in lang lakara, it will become nyagachat, ni agachat, nyagachat. So just ensure that you don't make mistake there, like anigachat or something like that. That is wrong. Okay, dhanyavadaha.
For came it will be agachat, right?
Yes, yeah. For came it will be agachat. That is right. Agachati, agachat, because there's sandhi is just savarna dirgha sandhi. A plus agachat, agachat.
Dhanyavadaha.
Sure. Dhanyavadaha. And one more important thing is we can combine more than one upasarga also. We can also have say a and v, okay, or say v and a. VyAkaraNa is also possible. VyAkaraNa is possible. Similarly, say VyAkaraNa is also possible. Say, or one more thing, Avirbhavati. So something like that. You can have multiple upasargas also being part of it. Okay. Hope that is clear. We will read out a few more examples and then go to the next topic. Who else did not get a chance? Let me call out them. Yeah. Shri Priya Bhagini, can you please read out? Shri Priya Bhagini, namaste.
Namaste. UpasargAH. Api, close to engulfs. Api karoti. Su, good, auspicious. Subhashate, shushobhate. Ut, would, up. Utpatati, udgachati, udbhavati. Abhi, towards, abhigachati. Prati, in opposition, pratikaroti, prativadati. Pari, all round, above, change. Parinamate, parikshate. Upa, towards, near. Upagachati, upanayati.
Uttam. So these are again a few other upasargas and their meanings. Of course, so this artha, whatever is there, is not complete, or it's not only this much. Okay, it can be various other arthas also that are possible. But these are some of the common things based on the examples that have been shown here. Okay, so that is very important. So mostly, okay, in most of the cases, if you see, ut is usually used with any of the direction that is related to up, above, or up. So like uttishtati is to stand up. Okay, similarly, unnayati is to take away, something like that. So whenever is ut is there, so that means to say it is something pointing in the upper direction. So that is something, it's kind of common. Similarly, prati. So prati is something which usually will come in opposition. Like we would have heard this word in Hindi also, pratibhatana. So that means to say it is something raising your voice against something. Pratikaroti is he does something bad to other person or something like that. And similarly, prativarati, he replies back, or he debates or something like that. So that is prativarati. And similarly, the other ones like upati, upa is to near or towards, etc. So upagachati, he goes near him. Upanayati, he takes him near something, etc. So upanayana samskara, you would have heard the upanayanam, or the thread ceremony that is being done. So which has this upa as the upasarga. And similarly, Upanishad is also having this upa as the upasarga in that word. So what does that mean is taking closer to the jnanam or something like that. So that would be the meaning of that. So in this way, at least see, at all times we'll not be able to explain the exact meaning of the upasarga whenever it is added to different dhatus. Like for one particular dhatu, it may give a different meaning, and for the other one, it gives a different meaning. It definitely depends on the meaning of the dhatu also. So, but in general, when this upasarga comes, most likely the meaning could be this. That is the table. I mean, that is what this table is for, to just have some idea about how these upasargas are coming. Okay. We'll go next. That kind of completes the revision related to KrudantAH and upasargas. So just to summarize, KrudantAH, vyem, that is what we have learned in Dvitiya. So krit pratyayas are being added to dhatus, and it comes in various meanings and other things. And whenever krit pratyayas are added to dhatus, it becomes a namapadam. And avyayam is one form of a namapadam for our understanding. We can keep it simple in that way. And there are three krit pratyayas which will transform a dhatu into an avyaya, which are the tumun, tva, and lyap. So lyabanta avyaya will be formed whenever a dhatu is having upasarga. Then what is an upasarga? Upasargas are the prefixes that are being added to the dhatus. There are 22 upasargas that are available in Sanskritam literature, and whenever these upasargas are added to the dhatus, the meaning of the dhatus will change. So this is the entire summary of this Kridanta Avyayam and Upasarga that is there for our syllabus and for our understanding at this point.